Logan, beyond just the stuff, the execution, and everything, how good did it feel to pitch into the 7th inning tonight?
Yeah, that was nice. It's been a while. I feel like I did it quite a bit last year, but not as much so far. So that's something I try to take pride in. So it's nice to be out there a little bit longer tonight.
What was working for you throughout the outing? Dan mentioned fastball command. Cal talked about how that set up your secondary. It's just your overall assessment of everything.
Yeah, we're getting ahead pretty good after the first or second. Felt like I was just keeping the ball low. That helped out. Fastball command, slider down, splitter when we were ahead, and Cal had a good mix back there. Pretty good game plan, so felt like it worked.
Did you feel like this was coming? I mean, you pitched really well in New York before the rain delay. You pitched really well after the first inning in Detroit. Did you feel like this kind of performance was on the horizon?
Yeah, I haven't really put it all together, and that's where some of the frustration comes from. It's not like I didn't think I could do it. Obviously, I've put together games like this, but recently, just like you said, whatever it is after the first, or good for 4 or 5, leave a pitch up, and it changes the game. So it's nice just to put it all together. And like I said, Cal did great back there. Ben at third, always making great plays. It helps having defense like that behind me.
Knowing that you had the conviction that you could put it all together, what is the actual result in seeing it? What can that do for you moving forward as we get into the second half?
Just take some confidence from it. But more than anything, I think our plan and execution was good, and that just helps to see something like that and know that that's who I am when I'm at my best. And getting ahead, keeping the ball down, slider, splitter down, working the curve in there. It's kind of just it shows that that's our plan. That's when I'm at my best, and it still works. Just kind of keep it boring and execute over and over down in the zone.
You ended up having to be the last guy to throw coming out of the break. Did you like having the extended time off, and do you feel like that will help you moving forward?
I mean, it feels like it's been a while, so just in the sense of watching games in the break and all that. So I love being out there, but at the same time, it's nice getting a little bit of a break and now hit the ground running in 60 games or less than that. So it's kind of full steam ahead and try to make up some ground here in the West.
Did you want to get out of that extra rest? Was it anything in particular, or just the rest itself?
Yeah, I mean, just the rest, mental and physical, because I don't think I've been way off, but just frustrated with not putting it all together recently. So it's nice just to reset, get back to what makes us successful. Me and the team, I feel like felt like we took a step in the right direction tonight.
Dan mentioned that this was probably the best outing for you all season. Is there an added sense of pride to that, to the fact that it did come against the Brewers, who were the hottest team coming into this game?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, what they're doing, they're a great team, and you see it with the staff they have over there, the hitters, the lineup, everything. So when a team's rolling like that, it's kind of when you want to take the ball, and it's a fun challenge, especially going against their starter tonight. He's got great stuff, so it's a lot of fun. It helps when you have somebody like Cal just hitting homers in the big moment. So hopefully more of that in the future.
You mentioned what you guys do well, and this has kind of been the formula in terms of being able to have your guys as starter, have length in previous seasons, and churn out quality starts, all of that. To get to that point with this entire rotation, how much confidence do you feel like you have that your rotation as a whole, you get Bryce back and George is still, rounding into form, that you guys have that in you in terms of getting back to your best collectively?
Yeah, I think so. That's when we're at our best, that's what we do, and we've seen it in the past. But I think our starting staff as a whole still hasn't even shown everything that we can do. We kind of saw that last year in bits and pieces this year, but I think there's even more in the tank, and that says a lot, because it's not like people are way off or struggling or anything. We just know that we can be one of the best staffs, and the bullpen's lights out. What they did tonight, just showing it again. So I think we can really throw the ball with anybody, and the offense, what they're doing is huge right now. So I think we got it all.
The 4th inning after the strikeout of Yelich, it was like you were maybe especially fired up after that one. Was that a particular inflection point in the game for you, or a particular at-bat that felt good, or were you looking down at the end of the game and seeing the back nine, putting it all together What was special about that?
In the fourth,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great hitter, so it's always fun going against somebody like that and getting through the middle there, or the second time through. That's a big moment trying to get through 2, 3, 4 or whatever it is. And I feel like I'm a little better when I'm kind of upset at myself out there. So even if I'm doing well, I don't know, get upset and kind of keeps me locked in. So I don't know what it is, but pitchers are kind of weird.
Create that edge for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Who's talked about that
Something
before?
like that, yeah.
When the splitter's dancing like it was tonight, is that kind of the pitch where when you have that on, that's where you have your most confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good for swing and miss. The main thing is getting ahead and having opportunities to get the ball in there, especially if you need a strikeout with guys on or whatever it is. So I felt like we had opportunities because we were getting ahead and allowed us to throw it. And when it's moving like that, just gives us more options, more swing and miss, and really just be aggressive and try to get them to swing and see what happens.
Hayden Anderson mentioned that you reached out to him shortly after he was drafted. I was just wondering if you had a chance to meet him today, and what's your impression of him in the limited that you've seen, if anything?
Yeah, I talked to him in the hallway out there coming in. Really impressed with him. He seemed really comfortable but excited at the same time. I mean, everybody sees what he did in college for LSU, the final game there, the CG, all that kind of stuff. So really impressive. But meeting him just seems like a normal guy. He's really hungry to get to work and join the staff hopefully soon.
Thanks, Logan.
Thanks, Logan. Astros won again. Cal, we've kind of seen bits and pieces of this kind of Logan, in maybe his last several starts. What, from your perspective, was working so well for him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he used all of his pitches, located the heater. I think that was the big thing. Was able to locate those heaters inside and outside, and obviously able to keep them off balance. And like I said, use all 4 pitches and keep it unpredictable. So.
How much did the heater help set up the splitter and the slider, especially in deep counts? Because it seemed like that's where he was getting most of the swing and miss, and especially for strike 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's got really good at swing and miss stuff. Sometimes it's almost a blessing and a curse because sometimes you want to get some quicker outs and show that stuff a little less. I think just like I said, the team, the Brewers had to probably honor some of those breaking balls because of how well he's locating the heater down and away, inside, and when guys are doing that, it makes it really tough, and you have to be expecting that hard fastball, and then you get the breaking stuff that breaks off the table. So I think that's kind of what made it successful tonight.
You've talked at different points this season about understanding what the game calls for in specific moments. Just walk us through that at bat. You get into a 2-2 count, you get a pitch to hit, just what your approach was leading into that moment.
I was just trying to shorten up. I feel like I've been a little late to the heaters lately. So I think, obviously to start the game with, Misiorowski throwing really hard. I had to get ready for the heater, and thought I did a good job there, seeing the ball well. And, from there, it was just about continuing to try to do that and try to get my hands back in a good spot. So, like I said, I wasn't trying to do too much. I wasn't trying to hit the homer. Just happened. So I was just trying to really play pepper, choking up on the bat a little bit and trying to get on the bag. So,
How often does that happen for you where a good at-bat early in the game, even though it might not pay off with a hit, can translate to something good later in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of sets it up, right? That first at bat gave me a little bit of confidence. Caught up some heaters, was able to foul some tough pitches, that kind of translated later in the game. Understanding, another guy that came in with a good heater, able to catch up to that and trust it, and just trust what I did from the previous, first at bat.
With your perspective on Misiorowski with the 10-pitch at-bat, what does the approach have to be with that kind of velo, and just what was your perception of him and what he was offering?
Yeah, I mean, he's got good stuff, so it's hard, obviously, he's I guess similar to Logan a little bit in the sense of he gets rid of the ball really close to you. Super good extension. I mean, he's really tall, so it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's a good heater. Obviously the off speed plays up because of how good the heater is, and changeups plus pitch, slider, curveball. I only saw a couple of them. They were good though. So he's got really good stuff.
Misiorowski didn't throw an off speed until you were at bat. I think it was the third pitch that he threw a curveball to you. Just for you, watching from the on deck circle, just how is that preparation like? Seeing the heater, but not getting to look at the secondary stuff until you're at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, I understand as a catcher, when a pitch is working, and sometimes you don't need to go something else, especially when that pitch is 100+ miles an hour. So, you kind of want to throw. Sometimes you just throw something until they prove they can hit it. And I pulled one foul, and that was kind of a sign probably for them to go to that changeup, which I think might have been the next pitch. I swung over. So, like I said, really good pitch. He's had a lot of success early, so it stuff's for real.
And with Logan, he took so much pride last year in reaching 200 innings. Just from your perspective, how good was it to just see him get through the sixth?
Yeah, it was a great night for him. He's been pitching well. I think it's just been he's had some bad luck, or it's just been 1 or 2 pitches per game here or there that he's just gotten burned on. And I've kept telling him that he's throwing it well. It's just like I said, it's just 1 or 2 pitches. And today, he didn't give in. He didn't give those 1 or 2 pitches in, and it showed. And he was efficient today, which was huge, and got into the 7th. And obviously, 10 strikeouts was a great night for him.
Kate Anderson was here today. He said he was really excited to get a text from you, congratulatory. He said it was maybe the coolest text that you can get in baseball right now. So I was wondering if you'd had a chance to connect with him at all or talk to him, what you think of him.
Yeah, I saw him in the hallway here earlier. Scott Hunter was walking him around, and I got to meet him, his dad, and his brother. Thought it was really cool that he's got a younger brother, kind of like me. So it was weird seeing it from my angle, because usually I'm the one with the brother at the hip, and his brother was taking it in, and I thought it was just cool. It's cool seeing that, and I'm sure his family's really happy and proud of him. So I'm excited for him, obviously, with that, but also excited, to see him maybe soon. Obviously he's a polished arm. He's really, obviously really good, being 3rd overall. So hopefully, he can go through the minors pretty quickly and get up here.
Thanks, Cal.
See you guys. I think your brother's like a hip anymore.
Yeah, he's still on nine.
Well, heck of a ball game tonight. Had its share of drama for sure, but just a great job all around. Logan tonight was at his best, and that was a pretty impressive performance from him. The slider, the split, always there, but I thought the fastball and the fastball command today was excellent, and being able to put it where he wanted to was outstanding. Obviously offensively, thought we did put some pretty good at bats against Misiorowski, and were able to get his pitch count up there. Not able to push one across, but he had good stuff tonight too. But our guys, I thought, really approached it well, and threw up some great at bats. And then can't say enough about the job the bullpen did tonight. Had to go to it a couple times, but they all did the job and slammed the door. You can't miss talking about the defense as well. Benny at 3rd. I thought JP's play in the 8th, was a game saver in a lot of ways. Just continuing to take care of the ball like they do was huge for us tonight. And another good win. This is a chance now for us to come back tomorrow and win the series.
And Logan, Logan's had swing and miss stuff all season, but to get into the 7th inning tonight, we haven't seen that since opening day. Just what can that do for him and for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge confidence booster, and this is an aggressive team, and they were aggressive on him early, and that kind of worked to our benefit, and allowed him to get real deep, and I thought this was probably the best we've seen him this year, just the way he attacked the stuff that he had. He was well in control of that ball game. Hard to take him out of it, but at the same time, excuse me. Thank you. It was all around just a great ball game by him.
We'd seen pieces of this, whether it was like the first 4 innings in New York or maybe after the first inning in Detroit. Does it come down to just how well he was able to command the fastball to go along with the slider? And
Yeah,
slider?
I mean, I think that really sets everything up. When you look at a lot of our guys, the fastball is key, and it sets everything up. When he's got the slider that he has in the split to go along with it, they each make each other better. So being able to locate it like he did, and then come back with the split or the slider to finish, it was impressive.
And he had extra time off. What did you want him to get out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think just a little bit of time to reset. Obviously George and Logan coming off the injuries earlier in the year, so any way we could have given them more rest, we wanted to do that, and both of them, I think, really did benefit from it in a big way. Just getting a chance to kind of reset. And then come out here in the second half, and it's kind of strange to call it a half because there's just not a lot of games left, and for these guys to kind of come into this this last stretch of the season fresh and strong is going to work to our advantage big time.
He's only at 86 pitches there in the 7th. Why, from your perspective, why did you decide to go that route?
Yeah, I think it just in that situation, you feel like he deserves to win that game, and it's definitely a time to get him out of there. Matty Brash has done the job for us so well all season long, and came in and did what he had to do to keep them where they were.
And for him as an individual, not even just this game, he took so much pride in hitting 200 innings last year, Gilbert did. So with everything he's gone through this year, just mindset-wise, how does that help him to just get through that 6th inning and go into the 7th?
Yeah, I think it's huge. For him, I think drawing confidence. He wants to be out there as long as he can be out there, and even though his pitch count was at 86, it was time for him to come out. But getting us into the 7th inning was huge, and again, we talk about setting up the bullpen and being able to do that, setting it up to work to our advantage, and he was able to do that tonight for us. And congratulations to Logan too on 800 punches.